So the week of threes, 3x3, moving from 80 to 85% of the max. I have some goals for this week. Bench is still the same, you know, like it's been going well for a while. Like the whole theme of this training block is to get used to the kilos, that's a given, but just some more specific goals with bench. I want to get used to using the elbow wraps, and then just, I think I am going to use them and go for a PR next week just for fun. So little goal for that is just to get used to the elbow wraps. So I think I'm actually just going to do my last set of 3, you know, with a lot more weight, maybe like 390 range, hit that shit up. And yeah, just get used to using the elbow wraps, and then go for, you know, something nasty next week. Tomorrow for deadlifts, I want to get ready, you know, to go for a PR. I want to get a PR next week for singles. So tomorrow's goal, again, get used to the kilos, but more so than that, polish up on the things that we've been working on, and then go for a nasty PR next week, set ourselves up. Squat is the same. I want to go for a PR. I want to get 585 this time around. And same as deadlift, just polish up the things we've been working on, get ourselves ready for a PR. So, but today's focus, bench, you know? So we're gonna go into it, do 2 sets of 385, no elbow wraps, because I just want to use them to get a kind of nasty PR, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of for fun, you know? I'm not trying to get to the point where I'm just like relying on elbow wraps and using them every single time I do super heavy weight. Because I do plan on doing a powerlifting competition eventually, and you can't use elbow wraps in powerlifting meets. So it's just gonna be for fun. So 2 sets, 85%, no elbow wraps. Last thing, put on some crazy ass weight, hit on the elbow wraps, really get used to them. And then yeah, put ourselves in a spot where we're gonna get a max next week using the elbow wraps. It's a little bit of a yap session, but that's what's going on this week. So again, today for bench, the whole goal is to, because I already feel like I'm in a good place with my bench. There's not really anything I feel like I need to work on, but things change. You know, eventually I'm sure I'll find something that I can work on with my bench to get even more weight and whatnot. But right now, there's not really anything that I'm working on technique-wise. So we're just doing what we usually do for the first 2 sets and then getting used to the elbow wraps. That is the main goal for today. Honestly, don't know why I'm doing like a fucking heavy weight ritual, because this is like, it's one something, you know what I mean? So like, I gotta stop that shit. You know, like this is not weight that we treat with respect, so I gotta stop treating it with respect. I'm trying to think if I should just put on a red, and then once we get to 265 and do that, you know, just kind of, because usually when I'm using the pound plates, it's plate by plate by plate, but you can't do that with kilos, with the reds. So I'm deciding if I want to just go up 1 more plate, like I normally would, and then from that point, start doing the calculations and whatnot, or just start doing it now and put on 225, so on and so forth. I could just put on the blue. That'll bring us to around like a good medium between 225 and 265. So yeah, I'm gonna just get the blue on actually. Makes the most sense. Still not at the point where we're treating this weight with respect. You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of like disrespectful rage, you know, like kind of little kid shit. You know what I mean? Like we bully this thing. We fucking bully this thing, you know? Like, All right, now we'll get our handy dandy bar is loaded calculator out and start calculating the weight because we can't just keep going plate by plate. And weight should be moving especially good today because we're not going to botch the fucking warm up like we did last time. If you didn't see it, I had the bar hit in, like the bar weight, because it takes into calculation the bar as well, not just the plates. And I had the bar at 45. Didn't realize that everything was kgs, so I had the bar at 45 kgs instead of 20. So I fucked up the warm-up completely because it was like basically going super fucking light until I got to the first set and then made a huge jump, you know? So it didn't feel as good as it could have. So that's something to look forward to today. Good warm-up. Make the weight move better. I gotta go get that on. Now we've reached a point where we treat this with a lot more respect. You know what I mean? We're not bullying anything in the 315 plus range. So we're gonna do this respectfully. I think we got to go up to, well, actually, let me see, 350 range. So if it's 350 plus, I think we're going to do another slight warm up. Yeah, slight warm up, and then we'll go into the working set. If it's more than 350, 365. So yeah, we're definitely gonna. But if we're gonna go for another warm up, and then we'll go right into that 365. Moving pretty good so far, but yeah, now we get on the working set weight, and we're gonna get right into this. The first set of 3, and also the boy is here, so we have that power, not just around us, but over top of us, right? Like, we're getting about as close as like, he's gonna be standing over top of me while my face is right there. Don't think about it like that. Upcoming 365 for the first set of 3. Oh, what's that? Easy first set. We don't need the wrist wraps, but we do need Ryan. All right, thank you. No wrist wraps, but we do need Ryan. So, you heard what she said. All right. 3, 2, 1. Now I gotta get these off. give them back to the boy Ryan because we have a shortage of the blacks. So we're just borrowing Ryan's. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get these back on for the boy. And we will thank him for letting us borrow the weights during this set. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you for giving us that.
I got you, my boy. And now we're just gonna take a little breaky break before we get into the next set and then feel that out and then decide what we want to go up to with the elbow wraps. Three, two, one. It's feeling good so far. I mean, it's feeling like we could rep that out for 5. So, oh yeah, 365. I think we can attempt 395 with the elbow wraps, but I don't think I'm gonna pit on the wrist wraps with them. It's because I'm telling you, bro, they help. But how they help is they're fucking tight, man. It's like you just get a lot more tension right here. It really helps you with that lockout out of the pocket. So that being said, I just lose circulation way too, like, you lose, like, it's tight, right? And it just gets to the point where if I sit there long enough, it's uncomfortable at that point and it throws me off when I bench. So I just want to get them on fast and get into it. I don't want to sit there, tighten everything up, tighten the wrist wraps. So we'll just hope the wrist can handle it. All right, so we got on 395. That's what we decided to go with. And we got all the gear. All the Goblin gear shit that's going to help us. Now, I'm not gonna count this as a rep PR because like the standard I'd like to hold myself to when it comes to PRs and shit is if it definitely, not probably, you know, like not probably 2 red lights, you know, like if it definitely would get red lighted, I don't count it as a PR. And you cannot use elbow wraps in the sport of powerlifting. So therefore, it's an automatic no lift. So I'm not gonna count this as a rep PR because it's with elbow wraps. This is just for fun. And then like I said, to help me get used to using elbow wraps, so that when we do our little max for fun of 440, we're not worried about, because the first time I used them for heavy weight, I was not fucking used to them. Didn't think it was something you had to get used to. And I had a bunch of fucking misgrooves. I didn't even feel comfortable attempting a PR when I was going to do one. So we just want to get more used to it that way. Feel a lot more confident when we have on that heavy shit and put on the wrist wraps. So we are using the boy Ryan's weights. We borrowed them again. So we have to get this shit. Like, that's the motivation today. You know what I mean? Not the fucking hype music, although it does help. You know, not just like hyping ourselves. Like, no, like the motivation is that we have the honorary Ryan weights. We have to do this shit. Failing to show Ryan's weight the respect it deserves will result in immediate termination. You know the strat, put everything on, but pretty loose. That way you can, oh, I did decide to go with the wrist support. I'm just not gonna have it like as tight, just a little bit snug, just to have that wrist support because this is, you know, heavy weight that we can't even do without the elbow wraps. So extremely heavy for ourselves. So we're not gonna time super tight, just nice and snug. But you know the strat, get everything on. And then once everything is on and tied right, then really tighten it up. on, get out, come on. All right. 3, 2, 1. 395 for 3. Sponsored by Goblin Gear. But no, that was good. That was good. Feeling definitely comfortable enough, especially after fucking 395 for 3, to go for an all-time PR with the elbow wraps. And then, like I said again, we're not gonna count that as a PR, obviously, because you know, when we eventually do a powerlifting meet, not gonna be able to use them, so no point in calling that a PR. I don't know, there's 2 things that I wanna do. So number 1, just doing it for fun, as I already said. Just a, you know, little, let's see what we can do with elbow wraps. So that's number 1. Number 2 is to just make my fucking body adapt to the new weight, because you know we do percentage training. So if you were to get 440, just saying fuck it, make the body adapt, and then instead of just doing, you know, 80% for the 3x5, 85% for the 3x3, with our, you know, actual max, which is 430, doing it with 440, like doing it with the elbow wraps max, and just making our body adapt to 440. So, I don't know. I'm leaning more towards that, because worst comes to worst, I get into the 3x5, you know, I do 80%, like next training block at the start of it, at the start of percentage training, I get into it, right? And we're doing 80% of 440, and then it's just like, I can't do this. You know, and then I know, like, let's just drop the weight, and then just, you know, keep going forward with our actual max. So I think I'm actually right now decided that I'm gonna go with that second option. Go for an all-time max, hopefully 440 with the wraps, then make the body adapt with it.